Good day, and thank you for your attention in participating in this presentation of the Haddon Hill Custom Developer Portal. The portal was actually designed and developed by Jamie Witt of Haddon Hill, and presenting today is John Falkel, also of Haddon Hill. Upon entering the portal, you'll find this homepage. We'll see very similar areas to the out-of-the-box developer portal for API management, with some subtle differences. So one thing you'll see here is that we have space for customization and titling. We have a series of tabs across the top, places for welcome and graphics. On this particular portal we have 3 boxes at the bottom, one for latest news, recent blog posts, and active forum discussions. Please also note that at the top there's a place for username and password, with additional options for creating a new account or requesting a new password. So for the purpose of this presentation, I will play an application developer who is looking for an API to do account balance checking. And I've heard about the Haddon Hill Developer Portal, and they may have the APIs I need. So I come to the portal and I start poking around in some of the tabs to find out what information I can retrieve on this portal. So I click on Getting Started, and there's a welcome note, and there's also some instructions that are role-based that can help guide me and navigate through the portal. So there's information here for organization owners, for app developers, what functionality they'll find on the portal, and some navigation instructions down at the bottom. So then I come to this API Academy tab, and I'm not sure what that is, so I click on that. And that provides me with additional information on better understanding APIs. So I see a list of webinars, white papers, red books, blog posts. So as you can see, the portal is fully customizable, and you can provide any type of content on the portal that you like. So then I go over to the About HHG tab to get a better understanding of Haddon Hill, what they do, that they're primarily focused on solution architecture, that they're an IBM Premier Business Partner, that they're a go-to boutique for technically challenging areas like SOA and API management. And down at the bottom I see a listing of the Haddon Hill Group's API management capabilities. So now I want to take a look at APIs and see if they have anything that I could potentially consume on this site. So upon clicking API, I'm presented with a list of publicly available APIs, noting that I am not authenticated to the portal. So one of these APIs catch my eye, account services, that is what I'm looking for. So I click on Account Services, and then what I see is that it's an API that utilizes the REST protocol, that requires client ID for identification. There's no authentication requirement, and provides me with a list of the methods, in this case all gets. And I can see that there's a JSON SOAP invocation, a JSON REST invocation, etc. It also provides me with the response body and a response header requirements that I know how to code that into my application. So then what catches my eye is this Swagger UI link. So I click on that, and it provides me with a Swagger representation of this API. So I list all my operations. And provides me basically with the same information, only in the Swagger format. So again, I'm very interested in this JSON REST representation, and I think this will meet my needs. So I'd like to go and find out what others are saying about this site and this API. So I click on the Communities tab, and I see that I have at my disposal forums and blogs. And there's also additional reading links on this page as well. So let me go to the forums. And I will see that there are general topic forums like status updates, general discussion, suggestions, and bug reports. And the site also has API specific forums. So again, I'm interested in the account service. So I click on that, and I'm able to read some posts about this particular API. So now I come over to the Support tab, and I see that there's another link to the support forum or an email address that I could write to for specific information and support. I also see a link to IBM's API Management Offering Knowledge Center, and I could also report a bug if I find one. So at this point, I feel that there's sufficient information for me to request an ID on this portal to investigate the APIs further. So I come up to the Request New Account, and I'm presented with a screen where I need to enter some information. So I'll enter my email address. I'll enter a password. My first name, last name, company, and then at the bottom I need to enter a business area, but from this I have a pull down. So I'm going to choose consulting, and then I'm going to press create new account. And as we can see here, the account has been created successfully. So also please note that I have additional options available to me now that I have been authenticated. I see an Applications tab, Plans tab, an Analytics tab, an API Testing tab, and a My Organizations tab. This is because I'm the organizational owner of the organization Haddon Hill Group. I have this pop-up here for organization because I actually belong to more than one. And if I pick Customer A as my consumer organization, you'll see that the My Organization tab disappears because I am not the owner of that organization. So I'm going to go back to Haddon Hill Group and click on APIs again. Click on Account Services to see if anything has changed now that I'm authenticated. And it looks like everything is the same. So again, I'm looking to consume the JSON REST API. So I go up to Plans, and I see a list of plans that are now available to me. Please note that these plans will be segregated or filtered by organization. So consumer organization will dictate what plans are available. So I'll click on Public Account Services. And I'll see that the API that I'm interested in is part of this plan. So I need to build an application and then select Use this plan in order for me to continue. So I will come over to Applications. So I'm at Applications now, and I want to add a new application. So I'll type in a name and a description and click Submit. So as we can see here, the app has been created successfully, and I've been provided with an application secret. So I'm going to cheat and copy this secret into the description so I don't lose it. So now that I have my application, I can go to Plan, select the plan I'm interested in, select the application that I just created, and click Use this plan. And now this plan and all the APIs under it are available to me. So I'm anxious to get going, so let's click on the API Testing tab. And let me select my demo app. And as you can see here, the 4 methods for that Account Services API are available. So I'll select JSON REST. And the required parameter here is account number, so I'll type in a test account number. And as you can see, it's returned a balance. So the API is working successfully. And here we can see the fully qualified name for the call that would be made in order to retrieve the account balance. So let's say that there's a problem with the API and I needed to submit a bug report about it. I would come to the API screen, select the API, and click on Report a Problem. So I've entered a summary and I've entered a description, and I hit the Submit key. And what's actually happening is the system is now opening a bug report in GitHub. So as we can see here, issue opened successfully, and we could view the issue in GitHub. And there it is on GitHub. So subsequently, a note was sent to the organization owner about the submission. So here we are in Google Mail. Here's the issue we just submitted. And I say that it's way too slow. So now as the organizational owner or the support person, I can now click on this and I'd have access to that bug report in GitHub. So the way this was accomplished is I set the field for where the email would go in the environment section in the API management portal. So here's the environment that I'm using for my custom portal. It's the production environment. If I click on Customize Portal, support URL contact email, and that's where that's specified. So that would be the recipient of the bug report or the problem report for the API. So at this point, I've successfully tested the API. I may want to look at some analytics. So upon pressing Analytics, I'm presented with this analytics screen, very similar to the out-of-the-box one. In this case, it's presenting me with the analytics for the top 5 APIs and the top 5 applications. And then lastly, I'm going to click on the My Organization tab. So this would be a listing of everyone in the consumer organization. So I can add a user. And then invite new users. once they've accepted the invitation, they would show up in this list. Invite sent successfully. So that concludes the application development demonstration for the HHG developer portal. Thank you for your attention. So now let's take a look at some of the administration capabilities of the custom developer portal by HHG. So I'm going to sign in with the application owner's ID. And now you'll see that I have additional options. I have a black bar at the top with some overall options for administration, content, appearance, configuration, etc. So these are Drupal functions that allow me to alter the look and feel of the portal itself. So as an example, I could click on appearance, come down to a different theme, save this configuration. And now I have a slightly different look and feel using the HHG template. So I could also come in and modify the graphics . and change the entire format and graphics on the screen. Other functions I can do is say I wanted to change content within the tabs. Now as the administrator, I have these additional tabs open to me, so I can click on Edit, and as you can see, it's pretty simple to change the content using filtered HTML. There are other formats available. There's full HTML as well as plain text. And these options would be available for any of the tabs. So again, based on the Drupal framework, completely customizable. Add as many tabs as you'd like, whatever content you'd like. So now I'd like to show you some of the configuration capabilities Drupal provides. So here under configuration, you can change account settings. There's content offering for areas like forms, text formats, media and file system access, telling Drupal where to store uploaded files, what image styles, toolkits, search capabilities, APIs for voting, cleaning capabilities, various things you can do. So Drupal comes with a significant amount of functionality for creating, customizing, and administering websites. Very, very powerful tool. This has just been a brief demonstration to show some of the configuration options available with the portal based on Drupal. Thank you again for your attention.